I realized something was wrong the moment I stopped recognizing myself. I was sitting on the bathroom floor, back against the cold tile, staring at my phone that hadn't lit up in hours. No missed calls, no messages, just silence. And the scariest part wasn't that he wasn't texting me, it was that I had already started making excuses for him in my head. He's probably busy. He didn't mean it. I'm overthinking. That's how it started. Quietly. Slowly. Like love slipping through your fingers while you keep pretending you're still holding it. When I first met him, everything felt easy, effortless. He had this calm presence, like the world slowed down when he walked into a room. He listened when I spoke, really listened. The kind of listening that makes you feel important without having to try. We talked for hours the first night, about childhood memories, future dreams, the kind of life we wanted. I remember thinking, this feels different. And for a while, it was. In the beginning, he made time. He called. He showed up. He remembered small details about me, my favorite coffee, the way I hated driving at night, the song I always skipped because it reminded me too much of my past. I fell hard and fast. But love doesn't usually break all at once. It cracks. At first, it was little things, replies that came later than usual, plans that suddenly needed to be rescheduled, conversations that felt shorter, more distracted. When I asked if something was wrong, he smiled and said, "You worry too much." So I stopped asking. Instead, I started trying harder. I became more patient, more understanding. I told myself relationships take effort, that not every phase is exciting, that love means staying, even when it's uncomfortable. What I didn't realize was that I was slowly becoming the only one fighting for us. I would wait for him to finish work just to hear his voice for 5 minutes. I'd replay old messages, old photos, searching for proof that what we had was still real. When he was distant, I blamed myself. Maybe I wasn't interesting enough. Maybe I was too emotional. Maybe if I loved him better, he'd come back. There were days when he was warm again, loving, attentive. Those days kept me hooked. They made me believe everything was okay, that the bad moments were just temporary. That emotional roller coaster became my normal. Highs that felt incredible, lows that left me empty. And the worst part? I didn't talk to anyone about it. Because from the outside, everything looked fine. We looked like a happy couple, and I didn't want to be the one who ruined that image. One night, after we argued about something small, something stupid, I finally said the words I'd been holding in for months. "I feel like I'm losing you." He went quiet. Not angry, not defensive, just quiet. Then he said, "I didn't know you felt that way." That hurt more than anything else he could have said. Because how could he not know? How could he not see the tears I swallowed, the effort I put in, the way I bent myself into shapes just to keep him close? That night, I cried myself to sleep next to him while he stared at the ceiling. Things didn't magically get better after that, but something changed in me. I started paying attention. I noticed how he rarely asked how I was doing anymore, how my stories were met with nods instead of questions, how I felt lonely even when he was right beside me. Love isn't supposed to feel like begging for presents. The breaking point came on a random Tuesday. No big fight, no dramatic scene. I had just had the worst day. Everything that could go wrong did. All I wanted was to hear his voice. I called him. It rang, went to voicemail. I texted. Nothing. Hours passed. That familiar knot formed in my chest, but this time I didn't make excuses. Instead, I asked myself a question I'd been avoiding for a long time. If nothing changes, can I live like this forever? The answer scared me. So when he finally called back, cheerful and casual, I didn't pretend everything was fine. "I can't keep doing this," I said quietly. There was a pause. "What do you mean?" "I love you, but I feel alone in this relationship, and I'm exhausted." For the first time, he didn't brush it off. He didn't joke. He didn't minimize my feelings. He listened. Really listened. He admitted he had pulled away, not because he didn't care, but because he didn't know how to handle the pressure of being someone's emotional center. He said he assumed I'd always be there no matter what. And that realization hit us both hard. Love shouldn't rely on assumptions. We didn't fix everything that night. There were tears, long silences, uncomfortable truths, but there was honesty. We took a step back, gave each other space, not as punishment, but as reflection. And in that space, something surprising happened. He started showing up again, not perfectly, not dramatically, but intentionally. And I started choosing myself again, setting boundaries, speaking up, remembering that love should add to your life, not slowly erase you from it. We're still learning, still growing, still figuring things out. But now, love feels like a choice we make together, not a weight I carry alone. And sometimes I think about that version of me on the bathroom floor, staring at her phone, wondering what she did wrong. I wish I could tell her this. Love isn't about holding on tighter. Sometimes it's about being brave enough to say, "This hurts," and seeing who stays when you finally do.